All right, guys. So here's where I'm at. I repositioned myself. Did quite a lot of trades today. And I'm just getting ready to take my final day trade and close out of this position, which I rolled from an expiration of today because I knew we were going to have this big move at the end of the day. And a lot of the time what they'll do is if you don't have the sufficient funds in your account to exercise the position, they'll close it before you hit that big move at the end of the day. It happens like all the time if you do that. So I pushed it out just in case, spent a little bit more money on it, but now it's appreciating rather than getting taken out from underneath me like it would have if it was expiring today. Right, we have these trades at the end of the day. And then we revisit a support level here in the morning. I think this is probably overall a bearish day. It's mixed but bearish this 21st, I think. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow's bearish. We probably do have a low tomorrow. But with that said, we're still going higher here. And that's this move. This swiftness card is combined with this end of day move here that's pushing us to a peak. Obviously a highest high, but I had it as a peak. And there should be a really significant move off of this high here on the cusp of the second, or excuse me, of the 20th, 21st. And when you look at the daily, we have a cross-reading congruency right here with this ruin in the same position, pointing in the same place. The beginning of the day, right on the cusp, and it's pointing downward. Hey, Nadine. Will theta go back down by the 26th of March? I got a no for that. I think we probably see a little bit of a turnaround here, but if you're thinking, if you're like asking if we go back down to those levels, I don't think so. Hey, 80s hairbands. Will XRP get an ETF approval within the next 2 years? Yes or no? I got a yes for that. Hey, it was luck. Do I see XRP hitting $8 in the next 4 years? Yeah, so I think this move probably takes us right into the close, and then we're capped off at highs here. We might even open higher. I think we're probably capped off at highs tomorrow, like we open around the same level. And the reason why I say that is because this orange correlations here at the end of the day, they're correlations to the Princess of Swords, which is that trade opportunity to trade bearish and then bullish back into that same price level. Yeah, I have that XRP will be greater than $10 by 2026. This is a huge year for XRP. I, if my memory serves me correct, I'd have to look again. XRP 2024 reading was created on June 27, 2023, 7:51 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, there's a really big move here in April, like April May ish, out of these trough here. Another one that makes me go on a wild goose chase. So we had a low here in February. And then we have this rally out of February into a peak in March. Interesting. I don't have the high there. But I see us going higher. Like out of this decline that we're in right now into probably like yeah, the end of the month is a low there. So it's interesting because I don't so much see a low at the end of the month looking at the 1 month. But when I look at the dailies, there's a lot of indications that we have a low here in the S&P at the end of the month. So I'm gonna post another roast video today. Somebody left me the nastiest comment I think I've gotten. It was so clearly written just to like offend me. And it was done within such close time to the last roast video that I posted. It's so obviously the same person. They opened up another account and wrote this awful thing that's so nonsensical. You know, this is the person that gave false evidence, said I was a scammer because I'm trying to say that I'm trying to present the information as being posted earlier than it is. Like anybody knows, at the beginning of every single video, I say specifically when the video is posted. Or when it's being recorded and when it's being posted. So, you know, silliness. But one of the things he tried to explain to everybody is that the reason why I don't trade is because I'm not 98% accurate. Just wait for the roast. It gets better. The guy's a complete buffoon. I really look forward to these now because it's like it's a little bit of retribution for all these punks that I had to deal with my whole life. They basically made fun of me my whole life and didn't take me seriously and put me down. And now I'm in a position where I literally don't care what they do, but it's fun to make fun of them for being assholes. Excuse my French. So, why don't we check this out? So I sold this put early in the day. All right, so at 10 o'clock, I sold the put for a small gain, but really what I was doing was I was trimming off. I was way overexposed. I had way too much invested, so I was looking for places to get out, to get into cash and not have it be a loss. So that's where I did that one. Not a bad spot. And then I got rid of the majority, the 3 of the 4 vertical short call spreads. I got rid of those at around 12.24. So right around there, left just a little bit on the table. And then I bought back the other call, so I was basically open one long call. That was that one. I switched it to pushed it out a couple of days so that it wouldn't get taken out from underneath me today, since it expired today. And that was at 12.42. I got a little scared there. Should have waited. But $12.46. Then I needed to free up some cash, so I got rid of the worst position of puts that I had. That one was a little bit of a loss, but then I got into a call at 126, and then I got into, or I sold to close a put, the 516 put at 136. Pretty solid there. Sold another put at 518 put that I bought yesterday at 137. Also pretty solid. And then at 141 I bought a put because I got a little scared, and then I bought a call, 516 call at 142. Pretty solid place to buy that call, guys. I mean, but I can't trade my own info because I'm not accurate. My friends, even if it's not 98, which it may very well not be at this point, when we did the 98, we were only doing S&P. Now we do a ton of different ones, it's probably still in the 90s. My point being is that this dude's like, oh, it's not 98%. Where are your statistics? What have you looked at? What did you measure? Nothing, I bet. Just like your opinion and what it's based on. I'm going to roast the hell out of this guy today. I waited a few days so it would be a really good response. Tesla hitting, give guidance on Tesla for Thursday and Friday. And the March reading for Tesla was created January 8th, 2024 at 8:35 p.m. Where'd it go? Well, we pretty much nailed that high. I mean, nailed that high. Nailed it. We had a low around the 15th. It looks like we have a low around the 25th here. So somebody on my Investor Profit Discord, one of the angel investors, was saying that it looks like the low is there at the end of the month. And I think they're probably right, even though I don't see it on the 1 month. Based on what I'm seeing in a lot of the other monthlies and what I see in the dailies, I think there's a good shot that there actually is. It's a pretty tricky last week of the month of March. All right, so for Tesla, the next couple of days. Okay, so we probably have a drop here overnight. It's a little tricky because it's the Ace of Swords. So like we opened, we went high, we came down, we went back up. I think we probably have a drop overnight, but it leads to a big move to the upside. And then we're revisiting a crest on the 22nd that was recently a past opportunity. And it looks like there's a pretty big peak there. But I would say that's a trade opportunity. Whatever that important price level is, it might be here. It's to like right around there on Friday. That's where I would probably get into a short position for this move over the weekend. And it's possible that we open like not that far to the downside, and then we have a notable decline too. Pretty erratic behavior on the 22nd. So this might be a good spot to buy a put too. I'm not really being advised to place a trade there in the reading, but I am kind of getting some like guidance right now. That's, I mean, the fortune card in the high position could indicate a trade opportunity, and we have high correlations here. But there's a really sharp move to the downside here, guys, out of highs. Probably go from a high to a low back to a high there. Guidance on USO. Yeah, I think the day to exit out is going to be tomorrow. Like I think that's what it was last time I did the the same question. I think it was also for Thursday and possibly Friday, but I would just do Thursday. Just some rando lips there. All right. Buy Bitcoin on the 26th of March. Let's take a look. I recall saying buy Bitcoin at like a significant buy opportunity, but let's see if it was March. March reading was created on January 8th. I mean, there's a pretty solid trade in there, and there's probably a bottom there probably a bottom or a really significant low there. Not necessarily a low based on how things transpired here. We have this high. What is that on the 19th? So we did pick up on a high there, and then there was this drop into the 20th. So it ended up coming off of that high. Um, if you're looking for like a multi-month, possibly even multi-year buy opportunity, you want to wait till April. This is what I suspected. It wasn't in March, but April. This right here, the 21st, 22nd, super, super, super juicy place to pick up some Bitcoin. All right, I'm going to close out of that one for the day trade. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait a little. I think the high is probably right at the close, but we're getting close. I think I'll probably take a profit. At least one of these here. I'm going to take this profit right here. Yeah, now it's saying to do so. So close this position. Whoa, clear that. Oh, didn't need to. Cool. All right, so I took a pretty solid gain there. I mean, we were down below 1900 today, guys, and we played it. Played it cool. We did everything that we needed to do, and look, we came right back to 2500. Probably go higher. I still got a couple calls here. So what I'm going to do again, I've got 3 day trades. What I'm going to do is sell 517 calls against them that expire on either the 22nd or the 25th. I'm not quite sure which one of those I'm going to do just yet. Hey, Proof. Hey, AV, if I didn't say hello. Will Jupiter come down below $1 by end of month? I got yes for below $1 right before the end of the month. Guidance for the rest of the week on Jupiter. Do that over. So we're bound by a range tomorrow. Looks like it's sort of like a pop and drop, so it's probably somewhere around here. We'll figure that out in a sec. And then we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support on Friday. Yeah, it looks like it's probably around there. 1.36.7 roughly. Yeah, and I always appreciate that 80s hair bands. That's really awesome when I see one of my followers kind of like sticking up for me. It's nice to see that sort of thing. I had to deal with these people my whole life, guys. Like, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, like, in my 20s that I'd had almost my entire life because I'd had people constantly telling me that I was an idiot and that I was stupid and that didn't take me seriously. Like, something wrong with him, can't figure out what it is. He's smart, but there's something not smart about him. It's called being smarter than everybody that you're trying to express your intellect to. Those people, I'm not saying everybody, but those people that were telling me I was an idiot, those were the dumb people. It took me a long time to figure that out. And one of the things this guy says is he says that I'm not humble. I haven't figured out that humility is important for trading. And I'm just like, I'm actually super, super humble. If you know what it is that I do and how long it took me to figure it out. Why he thinks I'm not humble is because he was clearly the guy that I did the last roast about. And I'm not humble with those ass clowns at all. I'm not. I don't have a drop of humility for jerk bags like that. Nope. Dealt with it my whole life. The more humble you are, the more they like puff up their chest. So please, next. And I don't give a crap if that guy thinks I'm humble or not. I know for a fact that I am. I hope he's watching. I haven't banned him yet. He's got to see the roast, Again, this will be his second roast, different name, guaranteed. Still seeing XRP hitting 0.25 in March. You guys will be happy to know, well, some of you will be happy to know XRP is one of the crypto that we're keeping past April. Or I should say past March. And look at that, guys. I mean, look at that. We went all the way to the bottom. I caught the top and the bottom. I mean, I left a little on the table at the bottom. But, I mean, come on. Come on. I drew that like days ahead of time. You guys were on the live when I drew it. What a fool. That guy's a fool. Whoa. Oh, that's the 10-year. What is this? Get rid of that. I don't know about 25. I don't know about 25, but I do think that we're going to go down to here. I just lost sound in one of my earphones. Somewhere in there, I think. Maybe make it a little bigger. Somewhere like right around there. So like into the 50-cent range. Let me see. Let me see what the cards say about 25 cents. I mean, I'm getting a yes for it. But again, I wouldn't use price targets. If you're trading meta-analysis information, you don't trade price targets. Everybody keeps asking about price targets. Like, it can be helpful, but if you're making a trading decision based on the price target, you're doing yourself a disservice, because some of the time that high that we predicted, it's going to happen when we predicted it. It's going to come and it's going to go, and that price won't be met, but the high did come in. So like, you want to play timing, you want to play chart behavior. Price levels are like kind of secondary. You know, it's helpful to know, but I wouldn't count on it. We're pretty good about price levels, but still, always go with the chart behavior and the timing over that. Chart behavior first, then timing, then price levels, I would say. All right, so what are we doing next here? SPY can give a low price target for next week. AV, it's really difficult next week. Like I said, I'm not really seeing it in the monthly so much, but I do kind of see it in the daily and if I look at other monthlies. But as far as a price target, ay, ay. Yeah, it's really tough. I couldn't give you a price target there for the low. Sorry, AV. Can I give guidance on lit remainder of March and first 2 weeks of April? What the heck? All right, so I'm selling a 517 call against one of my 516 calls because I think we turn around tomorrow, and I can't close out of this 516 without taking a day trade, either of them. I think I'm gonna do it for the other one as well. You can probably go higher, but I think this is a good spot to do it. Shit. Let me make sure did I sell it? I bought it. My God. Ugh. Why did I do that? That's so obnoxious. Oh, that's so aggravating. That is so aggravating. All right, well, I guess I'll sell against that one too. Total sloppy. Wait, say what? Oh, this is gonna mess up my buying power because it's a diagonal. What should I do here? Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, that stupid error. This is what happens when you trade around the edge of Mercury retrograde. It's like doing everything well, and then I do some stupid thing. I did this a few days ago, and literally it was the reason why I lost money the next day because I had to trade around this stupid mistake without taking a day trade. People are like, oh yeah, where's the money? You try trading with the stupid pattern day trading rule. My God. What a nightmare. Like, I can't wait to do something about it. I have plans for that. All right, so, okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll sell against that 517. All right, so I took care of that mistake, sort of. And then these 516s, I can't sell 517 March 22nd, so they got to be 25ths. Well, that's annoying. Let me see where we're at real quick. Yeah, I'm going to do it here, guys. I think I'm probably leaving a little on the table, but it's always good to be prudent, you know? Take profits while you have them rather than waiting too long and being like, oh man, I shoulda. And so I'm not exactly taking profits. What I'm doing is selling against those calls that I purchased today. You're taking a credit. So I capped off any more gain that I would potentially take on these calls now, right? And what I'm looking for is a reversal. Provided we open lower tomorrow, I'll just close out of these call spreads. But I want to make sure that I'm in another put as well. Wow, that 518 put got slaughtered. I'm gonna buy another one of these just to cost average down because it's still not an awful place. I'm in a much better position cash-wise than I was when I started the day. My God, what an awful place I was at. I was way over my risk tolerance. When you're over your risk tolerance, the only decision you should be making is what to sell. Like, get out of it because you're going to make bad decisions otherwise. All right, and I got into some puts here as well. Hey, buddy. Thank you, Hermes. See that? That's the one that I made an error, wrong timing. It's the only one that's really getting nailed. Well, that and this put, which I made because I was being hasty and scared. I mentioned that. This is the one that I bought hastily and then was like, I shouldn't have done that. But overall, pretty solid, guys. We were down in 1900 range today. And that's it for my trades today, FYI. Do you want to go down, buddy? Huh? You want to sit on my lap? You're such a little munchkin, you know? You're such a little munchkin, Hermes. I know. You're such a pretty guy. You're such a pretty guy. All right, what do we got next here? Hey, just Chevy Tubbs. Cheers to you, too. Will Ethereum, will the SEC crash Ethereum's price with this suit? I mean, Ethereum's one of the coins that I'm like on a multi-year basis much more. What are you doing, Hermes? I'm like very bullish on Ethereum from like a multi-year standpoint. Where's my 1 year? Yeah. I mean, I see a big high in Ethereum in April, May. This is probably a pretty big decline here off of the high in October into the low of November. That's probably a pretty big decline there. And a really good buy opportunity here in July. I'm not really seeing a crash though, not in 2024. Yeah, so we probably turn around and go back into a high here right at the close. And the reason why I expected these highs at the end of the day, guys, a couple things really, but the main thing is that we had this here, we had this here. The Prince of Swords indicates a lot of price movement, and then the fact that we have the card correlates to the theme card. The theme card correlates to the trade card. There's no high correlation on the timeline, but because both the theme and the trade card correlate, excuse me, both the high and the trade card correlate to the theme card, you could anticipate that you would see a high here because the correlations to those two cards take place here, and they relate to the high card, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to people. I mean, I could. I could, Conrad. I hadn't really thought about it, but you're right. I could do that. Maybe I will. It's not like it's just cut and dry though, because like you have to deal with clearing money now. When you're in a cash account, you can't just like buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, right? You have to like deal with the money clearing first. So sometimes that can get you into trouble, especially because it's like it's easy to see how many day trades you have, not so easy to see how much money needs to clear, unless you're doing the math in your head. Oh, I never did lit. I'm so sorry. Okay, so lit. Hermes, you really distracting me today, man. Is that light entry? Lit? Oh, I got the unicursal for next week. Yeah, super big decline into next week or starting next week. Kind of hard to say. So the decline into the end of March probably, and in the first 2 weeks of April, it's pretty mixed, back and forth, sidewaysy, with a pop and drop in the second week. Hey, Washington 34, welcome. What about Shiba for tomorrow and this week? I did get my puts, right? I just want to make sure I don't get distracted here. A much better place. Ugh, a much better pay. I mean, like at one point I had $11 cash today. It was a really, really bad place to be. But I'm proud of myself. I played it really cool. in the face of some really back and forth kind of difficult terrain, did pretty solid. Especially when we were down below below the 2,000 mark in the 1900 range. So basically, I did like over a 25% account gain again just today, but I don't know how to trade my own information. God, these people are such scumbags. I mean, don't they read history? Did they ever take a history class in which it's almost always the guy thinking he's the do-gooder that's doing harm to somebody and causing evil? Nobody picks evil because they think it's evil. Doesn't mean you're right. And like that one, that was up like maybe 12 hours before I noticed it. So like basically anybody that saw that, came to the site, saw that comment and then left because of reading that idiot's comment, like he basically committed like a heinous crime, spiritually speaking, by preventing people from finding revelation that would lead them towards enlightenment. It's a huge sin, guys. It sounds like a silly little thing. We're talking about the stock market, but what I'm doing is providing revelation, that there's more out there than meets the eye, and revelations perpetuate more revelations. Revelations are how you gain consciousness and gain awareness, you know. So to prevent somebody from that, the universe is probably going to take a dump on him for 1 year for every single person, a year for every single person that was dissuaded by his lies and deceptive, like malicious commenting. I guarantee you the universe will take care of that person, like for a severe amount of time. It's like, you know, one of the worst crimes you could commit is to pretend to be like a spiritual leader, right? It's just as bad to lie and say that somebody isn't when they are. Okay, so what's next? Shiba, right? Okay. Yeah, see, I didn't see a high here so much in... Well, I guess there was like a peak that came into play here on the 19th, 20th, and you could see there was, what is this, the 17th, 18th? All right, so a little off there. But with that said, I think there's probably a pretty big move here at the end of the month to the upside. I think we probably still have a little bit lower to go. It's either the same low here around the 23rd or just a lower one, and then we probably revisit that, whatever the low is on the 23rd, probably revisit it again here on the 26th, 27th. But then it looks like there's highs here too, and this abundance card indicates like a new local high at least. So after that notable low, we'll see like a new new high kind of forming. 130. So I said highest high thus far in March, but we predicted this all the way back here. Where is it? Hermes, you're driving me nuts, man. Because that's all we had to work with as far as price level, but we obviously that was fulfilled and then some. But with that said, I think there's probably more move to the upside at the end of the month. Thank you, Hermes. Appreciate it, Washington. You're welcome. The May drop will be related to the banking sector. Hermes, you're driving me nuts, dude. Go sit over there. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I mean, on the stock picker, on the market sector picker, I should say, financials are really one that we want to avoid. Communications, financials, real estate. Real estate, if it's not already started, it's going to tank real soon. I think it's more related to real estate. I mean, that obviously has got something to do with the banking sector, but I think it's probably more this crash is probably more related to real estate. Yeah, more related to real estate. And there's also a big buy opportunity in the midst of the decline in real estate, which I just now see. I actually, the cards said, I saw it in the cards, buy opportunity. And then as I said that, I already put it here from a previous interpretation. So in the midst of it, like a market failure, which is very, very soon for real estate, you want to open up some positions. But I'd be careful. It's going to be a pretty significant move to the downside there. Make sure I'm all lined up, ready to go. I think I get 2 day trades tomorrow. Well, looking pretty solid to me if we're going south. And I'm happy to say I didn't get my face melted off this morning. I mean, it wasn't like nearly the gain I wanted to see, but I didn't get my face melted off. So even though I made this mistake and purchased this 517 instead of sold it, selling against it at the time that I did, basically, I locked in like a $24 gain, or excuse me, a $10 gain basically. Which, I mean, the point was by selling against it, to basically counteract the fact that I made that mistake without having to take a day trade. What's next? I'm going to cap the questions here, guys. Nadine said, I'm under the bed covers for the next roast. Is Popcat bullish? Hey, proof bullish in April? Popcat. Huh. Always bringing me these coins that I haven't heard of yet. Thanks, Popcat. It is a coin, right? Yeah, it's a coin. Only for Tether though. I don't like those coins that you can't turn into currency right directly. Doesn't look like I've got a good chart for that, but let's see. Where'd it go? So overall trend direction. Did I mix my cards up? All right. I got the science card. It's really difficult to determine overall direction. Let's see if I can get something again, especially without looking at a good chart for it. Looks like there's some decline there, and it offers opportunity to open up a long position. That's for Popcat in April. Can I offer trade advisement for tomorrow? Hey, Conrad. Good to see you, my man. If day trading, scalping. Yeah, so here we go, guys. Right into the close. We've got this high here. I'll probably buy one. I probably buy one more. Let me see. I'm going to buy one more put, I think. At a nice price, like a nice strike level of If I can get away with it. Boop. Got it. Yeah, I like where I'm positioned right now. I like this. This is good stuff. Oh, right. I was going to do day trading guidance. So, okay, so yeah, there is a trade in here because we've got the fortune card in the high correlation position, and then the queen of discs usually indicates an opportunity to like a revisiting an opportunity when we have sideways rotation and a sharp drop. So my sense is that the highs here at the end of the day are capped off with this oppression card, right? We've got the orange correlations here to the oppression card at the beginning of the day. I'm advised to be cautious. Pretty sharp drop at the open to the downside to revisit that support level. And then we probably turn around and rally back into, yeah, into like a peak or a high. So we go from a high in the pre-market to a low in the first half hour, and then back to a high probably before 11 o'clock, probably before 10:30 even. Maybe in that first half hour as well. And so what I would do is I'd close out of shorts. I might close out of shorts here depending on how low we go. But you could also, if you time it right at these highs, you could open up a short position and close that short position here at a low somewhere around 1 to 2, or probably closer to 215, maybe to 2. 130 maybe. And then there's another big move to the downside there at the end of the day. In which you might close out of shorts here around 11:10, 11:15. Yeah, we do have that unicursal here at the end of on the 27th, near the end of the month, and this is very kind of like indicating bearish behavior coming. Not really too much going on there, but it's also not like the clearest trade. So if you're looking for like a really, really clear day trade, tomorrow's probably not the best day for it, for like a scalp. Just because, not saying that you couldn't make money doing it, but it's not a clear enough reading for me to really advise that. Hey, Angfin, will QQQ see 425 next week? Maybe a bit of a drop. I got a maybe, so that usually indicates that we probably see lower than that in the context of that question. Yeah, we see lower than 425. Probably somewhere around there, 421, 422. Welcome, AV. You're welcome, Proof. You're welcome, Onfin. You're welcome, Conrad. All right, my friends, with that said, we're going to have a special offer, the March offer, special offer for the buy 2 1 years, get $400 off. We're gonna re-announce the special product offer page for that on Friday. So be sure to be on Friday. And then that'll be like, it ends at the end of the month. We're gonna have a completely new offer next month. I would take advantage of that while you can. If there's 1 years that you're interested in doing, there's a bunch of 1 years coming out this week. I'm actually in the midst of working on one. I was right before this. Should come out tonight. Atlas 2024. Oh, also, if you guys didn't catch yesterday when I was talking about the memberships, I decided we're gonna move the membership price back down to 50, because I feel like without that, there's not really like an easily affordable way for somebody with like lesser funds to get our help. So I think leaving it at $50, even though it's so ridiculously undervalued, I think is the right thing to do, because we raised the price of everything. So I would be on the lookout for that. We haven't changed it yet, but by Monday that should be updated. And as always, guys, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We did pretty darn solid today, guys. Pretty darn solid. I'll see you guys tomorrow.